welcome to another Superboard Commentaries. I am your commentator and host, DruoxTheShredder, and this is Dota 2. We're going to watch a team game, Team Abuse versus Already Reported. They've banned Undying, Darkseer, and Magnus, and the Queen of Pain. On the Team Abuse team, they've picked Phantom Lancer. He should be interesting to watch. Same with the Nyx Assassin. I suspect a lot of ganks. Lifestealer, always a solid choice. Very powerful guy. In the meantime, we're waiting for Already Reported to finish picking their guys, their heroes, if you will. As I've mentioned before, there's a lot of friendliness towards teams that we're picking because they get these reserve times, if you see to the left, where you can really spend a lot of time strategizing and looking at what you got and seeing what is going to be working for you. So they banned Tinker. Interesting that they would ban Tinker, but Tinker very powerful because he has a refresher orb built into his skill set. Rubik going to be very interesting this game. Gotta say, Team Abuse has the more interesting team. As I've mentioned before, Rubik has an ultimate that steals people's abilities, and they fill these two slots. So if you have a powerful ultimate on your team, like for instance, Lifestealers, or if you have, what's his name, Tide Hunter, he can steal Tide Hunter's ult and then use it himself on top of all of his CC and the Fade Bolt. Fade Bolt is his nuke. It does pretty solid damage and it jumps. It also reduces the attack damage of the people that it hits, and same with creeps. It's good farm and a good nuke. Phantom Lancer, his abilities have to do with him multiplying. And this is a passive. His ultimate is a passive, so when he creates illusions, which I believe is his... No, it's not that. Yeah. This is it, Spirit Lance. When he sends out his Spirit Lance, he has all of his abilities create after images or doppelgangers, so to say. And what they do is they all can attack, and he can create more and more and more and more and more of them and greatly overwhelm his enemies, especially with his ultimate passive in the works. So their last ban is Lina. They must have a very powerful Lina on this team that they just don't want to fight. So there's going to be the fourth pick for them. They banned Jakiro. Once again, they must have a very powerful Jakiro on their team, on Team Abuse there. As I was saying about Phantom Lancer, he is very good 1v1. He's good 1v3. He can solo a team if he's fed. But then again, every hero in this game can do that. Nyx Assassin is a ganker. His ultimate is extremely powerful because it gives him big bonus damage. And when you tack that onto his already pretty high natural attack, it's pretty hard to survive a 1v1 gank from him. His big ability is the stun, the impale. That's usually his initiation. Or he'll run up and auto-attack you and then stun you before you can get too far and then finish you off. Silencer, another great choice against this team. So far, being silenced with Silencer's ult, which is a global silence, as it says in the name. Oh man, they even have a Leshrac who's going to hate this guy. Silencer is a very powerful mid because he has, I believe, bouncing glaives. And they do more damage based on his intelligence. And he steals intelligence. Oh, that's no fun. Whenever he kills people. No, they don't bounce. But they do a lot of damage when he gets well built. And the intelligence stealing can make him very broken late game, because he continues to steal 2 intelligence from people, lowering their intelligence and heightening his. I'm seeing a lot of magic guys over here. 3 intelligence heroes in a row on Already Reported. Should be interesting to see what will happen. Well, I see an even spread of agility and intelligence heroes on Team Abuse. I'm thinking that there's going to be a strength. No, they're going to go with Weaver. Ooh, Weaver. His ultimate is made so that when people nuke him, he just reappears where he was 5 seconds before the fight. And he's very good against burst guys. So he's going to be good against Lifestealer. He's going to be good against the Shadow Demon and Leshrac. He's going to be able to escape. He has a nice Rift Walk ability, which he calls the Shukahi or whatever the fuck. 4 intelligence and a strength hero. We will see how well this team comp works. I'm liking Team Abuse's team comp because it has nice variety to it. Agility and intelligence. They all synergize very well. They have lots of CC. The Weaver is going to like the amount of damage that his team can put out. They're already pausing the game. I'm going to take the opportunity to put it on free cam. I'm the broadcaster. Give him a nice thumbs up because I'm such a nice guy. And then close that because I don't need it anymore. I already bought a courier over here. Looks like a Juggernaut courier based on the mask on it. Oh, Windrunner left the game. That's not good. Probably has internet problems. Windrunner is a support through and through. She can carry like any other hero in this game, but it's very rare. She's usually just a support. You have her for her stun and the Windrun escape. Her ultimate, Focus Fire, allows her to do a whole lot of fun stuff. She does she gets a lot of attack speed, I believe, yes. And she's basically very good at taking out turrets, or it's also a very powerful initiation. If she can stand back and pound at people, it's pretty good. But her stun is usually what you want. It's her Shackle Shot. It has a certain stun that it'll do if it hits you, and it's 0.75% less than the actual stun. So when you max this, it's a minimum of 3 seconds, which is already still pretty good. It's not the biggest stun in the world. Naga Siren has a better stun, but the Shackle will make it 3 3/4 of a second. And that's plenty to kick some booty. Lots of custom elements you'll see with these teams. They can have little banners, little standards everywhere, depending on the map. Sometimes this little area here will have a symbol for them, which they both do not have a symbol there. They seem to just have flags everywhere. So, looks like they're going to be killing camps, or maybe they're checking for invasions, while the Windrunner puts a nice ward up there. It's not going to see the runes, though. There's a shared content tab so that if you have like announcers, packs, and stuff like that, everybody can hear it if they want, which is nice. So when you have a really funny or really cool announcer pack, it's not just exclusive to you. Weaver getting the rune without having to worry about getting ganked because it was an invisibility rune, which he then used. He's starting with his Rift Walk, as I'll call it. Silencer starting with his Curse of the Silent. It's like a bit of an AoE of sorts. Does a little bit of damage, gets rid of some mana, and they continue to take damage until they cast spells. And that can be very powerful if you are low on mana, and then he uses that, because when you're trying to run away and you don't have any of your spells because you used up all your cooldowns, he can kill you with it. It's kind of like a Bloodlust, but Bloodlust to me is a bit stronger because you can't necessarily run and last hit at the same time. So Bloodlust on Axe is very strong at killing people after they decide to try to run away. Silence are going to jungle early game, not going to go mid. Yeah, it makes sense that Nyx would go mid. Not seeing any stacks thrown on him, so I guess he's not going Napalm first. Though he does have Sticky Napalm. There it is. Sticky Napalm gives Batrider bonus damage. It stacks up to 10 times, I do believe. Yep. And obviously the more stacks it has, the more damage he does. His auto attacks do bonus damage. His abilities, like his Firefly, do more damage. Firefly allows him to go over any terrain, so it's a good escape. Looks like Shadow Demon was just killed. I guess Silencer ganked up there. And it looks like there's going to be another kill here on the Lifestealer if he's not careful. Silencer positioning like he wants to do something, but Leshrac saying, Oh, maybe. Maybe there will be something. Nope, good stun by Leshrac. Very good. Leshrac is a pretty good nuke. His Pulse Nova has like all of these little explosions all around him, and that can be lovely during a team fight. Weaver showing how he harasses and farms at the same time. You just use your Rift Walk, walk through the minions, and hit people. His 3, right here, allows him 2 auto attacks every as little as 2.5 seconds. And that alone will keep him alive if he has good lifesteal and damage, and will sometimes end with kills if your HP gets too low. Batrider doing very well in his lane right now. It looks like there might be a turret dive going down up here, but not truly convinced yet. They're being pushed in this tri-lane outside of their turret range. He's been hit with the Curse of the Silent, but I guess he cast a spell or something. Does this even have a duration? Yeah, it has a 6-second duration. So it'll be up to 6 seconds of damage over time, which equates to 120 damage at the first level. And now it'll do significant. Even at level 2, that's a good chunk of your health if you just let it tick there for 6 seconds. I don't feel any envy for this Windrunner in her position. She's up against a very difficult lane. And I know that Nyx is just waiting until his stun is level 3 or 4. And then he's going to just push this lane and leave, and then push and then leave. Especially when he gets to level 6, which is one more level from now. He's last hitting relatively well, as you can see. There's a quick fight over here. And Silencer's throwing his DOT on Leshrac. And some glaives. And a silence. Obviously, you can silence someone while that DOT is on them to maximize the duration of it. And the duration of the debuff is 5 seconds. This duration is 6 seconds, so you only have to wait a second and then silence them, and they will get the full damage from your DOT. 5 seconds is an eternity, by the way, in this game, especially if it's a stun and there are enemies around you. Doesn't look like Windrunner is staying in lane. She must have had a quick trade with the Weaver, who is level 5, so he didn't have his ult, but he has a level 3 Rift Walk, and that's no fun. His Swarm ability here has a bunch of little bugs that crawl out from him, and if they hit anything, a tiny scarab beetle is attached to the target, and it lowers the armor of what it's attacking, which is very annoying when you're up against a DPS like Weaver. So that's a double kill. Whew, that's going to be intense. That's no fun. As I said earlier, Team Abuse has a very interesting team. Their tri-lane is very strong. It does a lot of damage. And the good thing about the Phantom Lancer is he's just sending out his Spirit Lance to get the last hits. So, you know, the other two do the damage, and then Spirit Lancer throws out his Spirit Lance to last hit underneath a turret or whatever, and it kills them. So that's pretty hard. That's a pretty hard lane to fight. I'm suspecting a lot of kills up top. Looks like Nyx Assassin has gotten to level 6. Yep, and he's heading down to bottom to try to gank this Windrunner. If the mid is worth anything, Lifestealer just killed the Phantom Lancer in a quick fight up there. Like I said, there's going to be a lot of kills up top. Tri-lanes are always very aggressive. But I want to stay... Oh, never mind. He turned around, went back mid. Silencer getting big damage here on 2 of them. 35 damage a second, it hurts. And Leshrac took all of that, as you can see by his HP. All the way down to 300. And now he has to regen that back up at 0.7 a second, which is microscopic. In this game, regen is king. Mana regen, health regen, especially health regen, is king. Uh-oh. I think I saw an ult. No, he doesn't have his ult yet. He used his enrage. Let's see. Open wounds, which allows him additional lifesteal and additional damage. Lifestealer going for a kill there. So far it's 2 for 1 in the favor of Team Abuse. Although Phantom Lancer died, his illusions will remain and will continue to fight. So even if you kill the right one, his illusions don't die. So he can still kill you even if you kill him. Right now, it's not looking very good for the Nyx Assassin. Although he's getting lots of damage done to the Bat Rider, he's not going to be able to kill him until there's a gank of some type. And at this point, the Bat Rider is in a very advantageous position. He's got his health coming back up. Silencer was threatening to come in. Not sure if he is going to come in. There's the initiation from the Nyx Assassin. Big stun, and it looks like that's going to be a kill. Phantom Lancer getting the last hit. The pro kill stealer right here knows just when to throw that out. But that's fine. Fed Phantom Lancer is scary. He is definitely not a hero that you want to have ahead in any way, shape, or form. In the meantime, Weaver doing very well in his lane. He's maxed out his 2 or his W, and his ultimate time-lapse has a level in it, and that's already going to be scary. Levels in it just make it cost less mana and have a shorter cooldown. Lifestealer getting a kill up top. Nothing strange going on there. He's got the Ring of the Basilisk, which will help him push and help his minions push. Okay, he got a quick auto attack there. You saw how much damage he did. He hurts. And all he has are 2 iron branches. Not him. Sorry. And all he has is a bracer and phase boots. Phase boots add to your damage and allow you to run faster. They're pretty strong for gankers or anyone that wants to damage people. Silencer getting 2 of them with his DOT. Leshrac just not liking that. Ooh, look at the damage open wounds does. Whew. Tango saving his life. And it looks like, yep, he's dead. Silencer gets the last hit on the Leshrac. And it looks like the Shadow Demon was going to go down too. Bat Rider came up to support his team. He was a little too late to make a difference in the fight though. He got 2 stacks of sticky napalm on the Phantom Lancer, so he may want to stay away from Bat Rider for a little bit. Lifestealer wanted to try to maybe bait them in. Not going to happen. Looks like there's going to be an initiation from the Nyx Assassin, but he was seen. There must be a ward, which there is. There's a sentry ward there, which are your equivalent of sight wards in Dota 2. That's a dead Lifestealer and a dead Shadow. I mean, no other way to put it. Looks like Rubik is not getting any levels in his ulti steal, or ability steal, ulti steal. He's got full levels in his Doppelwalk. That's no fun. Doppelwalk allows the Phantom Lancer to usually dodge a lot of ganks and attempted kills, because he goes invisible, and he leaves an after image. If you use it while you're running away, you can usually confuse players that are chasing. You can really... I've seen Phantom Lancers escape from bullshit hardcore using that ability. Phantom Lancer going a pretty strong build. His Tranquil Boots will keep him alive for a long time. He has a Blade of Alacrity. His Ring of Aquila is done. He's got a Quelling Blade so he can cut down trees as he needs. It has a pretty strong ability to just cut down those trees, and it gives you that extra attack damage versus minions or any non-hero unit. So also neutral creeps, which makes it good for junglers. Looks like there's an illusion over here. Next assassin keeping an eye on the jungle. Looks like there was a fight going on down here. Orange came out on top when it came to trades. Tries for some quick damage. That's going to probably be a kill for the Weaver. Yep, Weaver gets the kill there. Weaver very hard to fight. He looks like he used his ult at some point in the earlier parts of that fight. It's so strong because he takes 5 seconds of your effort and makes it nothing. Depending on how sustained your damage is. Looks like the next assassin popped a regeneration rune. That will make him very no fun. It looks like yeah, he used his ultimate at some point in there. It looked like he used it on himself, hoping to do something. There it is. He used his ult on the Rubik. And now Rubik taking lots and lots of damage, not going to make it out in time. Probably wishing he had a Force Staff or a Blink Dagger back there. Probably more likely to be a Force Staff. Lots of stuns, lots of CC, and that's looking like no fun for the enemy. Kills him. And that's a definite trade going well for already reported. But Team Abuse is not out of this yet. They're ahead by 7 kills, which is more than the amount of kills that the enemy team has even made in this game so far. So don't count them out just yet. There's plenty of plays that can be made. Like this next assassin may be taking out this Lifestealer. Look at the damage. Oh, it's just not right. Look at his items, okay? He's got 2 Iron Branches, Arcane Boots, a Mantle of Intelligence, and that's it. That's all he got. That's how much damage he does. It is ridiculous. Another nice thing about the next assassin is that he has a blade mail built into him, which is a spiked carapace. In this game, you have, instead of a thorn mail, it's called a blade mail. And instead of it being passively refunding damage that's done to you, you activate it. Now, since it's an active item, it has a higher percentage of damage refunded. Oh shit. Next assassin with a Blink Dagger. That's no fun. He didn't even level up his attributes, and he does so much damage. That Blink Dagger is going to be paramount in a lot of these ganks. Looks like he got an Illusion Rune. Probably going to use those to scout. You see there, he just used his ult. The Shrock may have seen him use his ult. Oh my god. 3-shot him. Oh, wait until this guy buys items. Shit. That's ridiculous. Silencer fighting the Lifestealer. Lifestealer getting stunned. Oh my god, he's gonna die. There was literally nothing he could have done. Because he was just there was nothing he could do. He was stunned all day. Rubik could have telekinesised him if he tried to run away anyway. Looks like Batrider got the Blink Dagger. That'll allow him to initiate very strongly. Windrunner pushing by herself in bottom. I foresee pain in her future. Weaver letting himself be known by harassing the minions a little bit. It looks like that shit Illusion's just gonna sit there to watch for runes. Sorry if I have a cough that's annoying you guys. I can't help it. Phantom Lancer just running around. Looks like there might be a little fight in the jungle here. The Shadow Demon initiating. Holy shit, did you see the damage? 2-shotting him. It looks like he got ulted on by the Lifestealer, but Lifestealer didn't pop it. Unless that was a buff or debuff or something I didn't see. He was glowing red to me. That's the Lifestealer parasite thing. But no, it wasn't. So I don't know what that was. Either it's an item of his or someone else's item that buffed him. I don't know off the top of my head. I couldn't really tell. Didn't really get a good look at it. He's dropping his Iron Branches, which means he has a nice item coming his way. Based on the amount of gold he has left right now, I'm going to say that I was right. He definitely has something coming. I wonder what it is. I want to see it when it gets here. I don't want to spoil it for myself. What is it? It's a Null Talisman as well as a Staff of Wizardry To me that means 4 staff, but it might not mean that. 4 staff is not the only thing a null talisman can make. So... Oh, he's going for Dagon. What am I saying? Once again, I am mistaking a lot of the staff items for other staff items, but a Dagon is no fun on this guy. If you thought he did a lot of damage before, when he has a Dagon as well, that ups his burst by a ridiculous amount. Good escape using his Blank Dagger there, as you saw, after the initiation attempt by Batrider. He didn't quite ult him fast enough, and now Batrider is trying to get into the next fight and get a kill on that Rubik, but Leshrac kills him instead. I don't know if I'd like Leshrac getting kills like that. Ooh. Nope. He dropped the chase. I was going to say, he might have fucked himself if the team stays there, because he just stranded himself in the Roshan area. But that wasn't the case. Orange goes top to counter push. Phantom Lancer only gets deadlier as the game goes on. He's so strong against turrets and other heroes. It's ridiculous. I'm seeing lots of last hitting and attacking from this Weaver. Holy cow, this Weaver is hurting. Lifestealer inside of a minion. He pops his ult there, comes back with lots of HP, and dealing lots of damage as well. But to me, not really that big of a difference in the fight, and there's Phantom Lancer overwhelming the enemy. When he has levels in his ult, when he's attacking things, he can create more illusions. There's a low percentage of a chance of it happening, but if it happens a lot, you're not having a good time. Not to mention it gives him some magic resistance. And magic resistance in this game is very powerful, because a lot of the best and heaviest hitting abilities use magic damage. Iron Branch is still in the lane. Phantom Lancer also has a Diffusal Blade, which is a very fun item. Look at the damage on this thing, and he doesn't even have a Dagon yet. He didn't even finish his Dagon yet. Rubik getting taken out by a Lifestealer. Lifestealer is doing okay for being on a losing team. He's getting lots of kills. He's keeping himself up, which is always good. Yep, he's farming up minions. He's got a Drum of Endurance. That'll be nice. It allows him to get more attack and movement speeds. And it also makes him run faster, which is good. His phase boots are helping him. It looks like he's going to go for a Vlad's, or maybe even a Helm of the Dominator. Not sure. We'll see. We'll see what he does. He might even be going for a Satanic. It depends. It truthfully depends on what he does with that Helm of Protection. Well, Team Abuse is staying very aggressive. They're still pushing all the lanes. You can see bottom lane down here is plenty pushed. Top lane is being pushed by the Phantom Lancer, who can easily take on 2 to 3 of them at once. Speaking of, oh my god, the damage being output by this Nyx Assassin is absolutely mind-numbingly high. That's ridiculous. Ugh, and he even had that double damage rune, which I don't even think he needed, to be honest. But better safe than sorry. Right, he popped his spiked carapace there. You saw he was covered in blades like a blade mail would do. Windrunner trying to take out this tower with her ultimate, which she will definitely be able to do. One of the things that Windrunner is best at is last hitting turrets. Yep, Dagon is going to be finished by the time he gets into the next fight, and Dagon is retarded. What it does is it gives him additional burst damage and intelligence. Up to 800 if he gets enough money put into it. And 800 on top of 260 plus his 400. So that's easily thousands of damage, because we're not even factoring in his build yet. But he's going to be doing very well when he gets this Dagon finished. which it looks like he's going to do. Lifestealer denying a tower. Denial is something that you have to really keep in mind in this game. As the ball is last hitting, you should also be trying to deny towers, minions, etc. Nice poison stack thrown on by that Shadow Demon. Saw that at the max range, hitting the Weaver, who was running pretty fast when he got hit by it. Game is pretty intense. As you can, one of my favorite things about Dota 2 is how it has no timer and stuff, because these are live, so you never really know what's going to happen. But I do know that Dagon, right? If he gets this thing to level 5 somehow in this game, usually games don't last that long. But it could happen. You just saw someone get killed, and the Weaver's getting kills now. Ooh, doggy. This guy's carrying hard, and his team isn't doing that bad either, so it looks like this game is pretty much over. They're so far ahead. Almost 20 kills ahead, just a couple more kills, and Phantom Lancer disconnected because of his shit internet. Not that big of a deal though. His lane is already pushed, and the oh, he came back, so he's back, so that's good. Always bad when your internet poops out when you're winning a game. It would be a shame if he ended up leaving just right so that he would get an abandon when his team won. That would be a shame. But that doesn't seem to be the case. Oh, it looks like Rubik stole the Shadow Poison. When Rubik steals your abilities, they stay the level that you leveled them, and obviously cannot level them. Alright, so Batrider gets taken out there, Lifestealer getting a kill, and another kill goes to, it looks like, Windrunner. Yep, Windrunner taking out Weaver. They're not out of the fight yet. Especially when Team Abuse isn't team fighting and is instead throwing their lives away in small clusters. And Phantom Lancer showing the strength of his push once again. One of the strongest pushers in the game, easily. What does he have? Yes, he does. He has an armlet and more. You'll see his HP goes down by large chunks every now and then. That's when he's activating and deactivating his armlet. The armlet will never kill you. However, it can bring you down to as little as 1 HP depending on when you use it, so always be mindful of that. Sometimes it's better to just keep the thing on until you're out of dodge. Some illusion there. Probably coming in to harass him. Yep. Gives him a couple quick hits. He's going for the kill here. Big damage. Oh my god. He didn't kill him though. Shadow Demon letting him maybe get out of there, and that's a kill. Maybe he should have went in with his other illusion first. Enemy team was there, stopped that next assassin in his tracks and killed him before he could get a kill. Lifestealer. Didn't quite have enough damage to kill the Lifestealer. Probably would have been better if he saved his focus for a different guy. Looks like there's another fight going on down here. We got a kill on the Rubik, and it looks like the Phantom Lancer may follow suit if he's not careful. They're chasing him hard because of all those sentry wards. And he's not invisible anymore, and he's stunned, and he's dead. Weaver going in now, 1 by 1. He's got a Lincoln Sphere. That's this game's version of a Banshee's Veil, only it has a much shorter cooldown, much more reliable. Open wounds were cast on the Weaver, but he's just too fast. Even when slowed, Weaver is fast. He has a lot of damage on him. He's got a Javelin. What does he have in mind? Let's find out. No one's really buying back, it seems. What's he got in mind? Weapons. Armaments. Is he getting a King Bar, or is he getting a Skull Basher? I'm thinking he might be getting the Skull Basher. But then again, he could get the Monkey King Bar. And it looks like the Nyx Assassin gets taken out again. They're focusing him like they should be, and they're getting rewarded with good kills. It looks like the Weaver really wants the Shadow Demon, and he's going to get him because of his Rift Walk, as I will always call it. And his Rift Walk has such a short cooldown, such a reliable escape and initiation. Orange may be hoping to see and hurt him, but she's not the Phantom Lancer. Speaking of which, look at this. This is the Phantom Lancer at his best, ladies and gentlemen. This is when you're afraid of him. When he's got this many of them, he's no fun. And obviously, the more illusions that he has, the more of a chance he will just keep creating more. Much like the zombie hordes in Left 4 Dead. When he gets his momentum going with these illusions, he easily overwhelms enemies. Orange just finished an item of some kind. Oh, she's got a headdress. Strong regen auras. Also has a Force Staff that'll help her with the initiation, and that absolutely destroys the Silencer with all 4 of them. There was very little that Silencer could have done, even with his global silence. I don't think he could have made it out of there. Regeneration. Regeneration rune. Picked up by the Weaver. And then another rune showing up. Haste is being activated by the Nyx Assassin. Nyx Assassin going right in. He didn't even care. Initiating on the Bat Rider, taking him out in 2 hits. Maybe even 3 hits. I don't know if he used his Dagon or not. Oh my god, look at the damage these guys are doing. The game is lagging. They're hitting so fucking hard. But, that's okay. Now there's big lag. I'm gonna have to stop recording if it doesn't fix itself. It's trying to fix itself. And I think it fixed itself. Fortification being used by the Radiants. I'm gonna have to ask you guys to bear with the lag. There's something weird going on. I don't know what it is. Computer normally handles these games just fine, as witnessed by, as you can see in my other recordings I've done. Oh, it's fixed itself. That's good. They're pushing into this base. They definitely can make very quick work of the racks and inner buildings. Inner buildings with a lot of gold. You don't want to lose too many of these to the enemy team, because there are hundreds of gold each. Phantom Lancer got a little too greedy in there and ended up getting killed. But he bought back with the extra money that he got from killing those buildings. Teleports into bottom lane, and we'll be pushing that for probably the rest of the game. Sad news is, his team isn't engaging the enemy. So the enemy team can 5-man rape him. Sorry for the crude use of the term, but that's really what that would be. He would have absolutely no choice in the matter and would be powerless to resist. Like the many victims of the action I referenced. Looks like there was an attempt to kill the Nyx Assassin. He got open wounded, but they couldn't quite get in on him because he is invisible. There's a couple counters to invisibility. The True Sight gem, which is this game's version of Oracles, except instead of it being a potion, it's a passive buff item that you just hold, and if you get killed, you drop it, and then the enemy can have it for themselves, or they can destroy it and nobody gets it. The other way is I believe it's the Dust of Appearance, which is a large AoE active item. It's the opposite of the Smoke of Deception. Smoke of Deception is a large AoE item that makes your teammates invisible, whereas the Smoke of Deception makes enemies in the area appear. The Dust of Appearance, whatever. Smoke of Deception, Disappearance, Dust of Appearance makes him all there. Phantom Lancer, showing what he does best. I mean, he has such a strong push, and then he turns those illusions on you, and now suddenly you have no HP. Bat Rider trying to initiate here. Now they know which one is the real one, and Rubik is there to try to stop the inevitable, but not gonna happen. Nyx Assassin just hit an invisibility rune. That is scary. Good stun. Didn't even use his ult. It was all Dagon, which he hasn't even leveled up yet. When he levels up this item, it becomes very, very potent. Just after a few level ups. Now he has his ult for an escape if he needs it, or a turnaround. And he used it. So there he started to turn invisible very slowly. And then he used his blink dagger to get away. Looks like Team Abuse is going to take a step back here. I don't see the Phantom Lancer anywhere on the map. Maybe he died. Rubik. Yeah, he did die. Rubik just got taken out. And it looks like the Nyx Assassin will be the next to fall. He pops his Carapace, which will stun people if they hit him with an auto attack. And it also reflects damage. Stun duration is pretty good. It can usually help him escape a 1v1. But the enemy team here, they aren't doing too bad. The only downside is they lost an entire lane. So the Phantom Lancer is going to have a much easier time pushing in one of the lanes while the rest of his team fights. And whoever tries to stop the Phantom Lancer will not be able to, because the Phantom Lancer is very strong 1v1, and he's almost impossible to beat. Especially if he already has illusions going in. Like, the more illusions he has before the fight, the more effective he will be in the fight. Speaking of fights, here's the initiation. Silencer getting taken out almost immediately. Now they have to deal with their cooldowns for a couple seconds. In the meantime, Team Abuse staying back, biding their time. Nyx Assassin waiting ever so patiently. He still hasn't leveled up his Dagon yet, but he bought a Ghost Scepter, which is going to be absolutely lovely for the enemy team to deal with. When he hits this, he enters a ghost form. He can't attack, but he can't be attacked. However, he takes much more magic damage, so you can still use abilities to kill him. If he uses Boots of Travel or tries to teleport with a Town Portal Scroll, it dispels the form. Still a lot of lag in the game for some reason. Frame dropping, it isn't too bad. It has like its spells of frame drops, but nothing that I can't handle. Roshan being taken by Team Abuse here, pretty much uncontested because of the push in bottom lane. Yep, that's going to be an Aegis of the Immortal. It looks like the Phantom Lancer's taking it. I guess he wants to get more aggressive with his push. So, now the Radiant team understands that the Dire has Roshan. I don't know what the point of using that would be. That's his respawning thing, I guess. Isn't that awesome? It has like a little clock that goes up and goes around in that cool 3D circle. Much cooler than any other respawning animations I've ever seen. Such attention, like, who's going to really see that? But they put so much time into it, and creating something that's that nice to look at. Nyx Assassin somehow getting stunned alongside the Weaver, who used his ultimate to come back with almost full HP, throws down all of his abilities, taking out... He's just kicking ass and taking names right now. He's missing so much bubblegum that he couldn't chew bubblegum even if he wanted to. Because he's getting so much butts to kick that he's just kicking them all. Phantom Lancer showing his strength in 1v1 duels there. There was nothing that Lifestealer could have done to fight him. Speaking of not being able to fight, Windrunner, unfortunately, getting targeted by the Nyx Assassin. Is that Courier? Courier is tempting fate here. What the hell? Are they trolling? They might be trolling themselves. That might be their way of saying, alright, we give up, whatever. Just end the game. And that looks like that's what that was. And the Dire team is taking the game. They're fortifying their structures for some reason. When you get locked into your spawn like this, it's pretty much over. Look at the damage from this Weaver. Good damage coming out of the Weaver. He almost killed that Shadow Demon with just one of his double attacks. His ultimate too strong there. Able to let him survive, and here's the ending animation in case you never saw it before. Normally the camera moves on its own, but it's not. And there's normally a giant hole here, but there's not. Oh, someone got some loot. Two of them got the same loot. Okay. Everyone did pretty well. The carries on the Dire team were, of course, the Phantom Lancer, who got 13 kills alongside the Nyx Assassin, even though the Phantom Lancer was split pushing. So that's pretty intense. The Dagon playing a huge role. Once he got the Ghost Scepter, it was pretty hard to kill him anyway, because he had guaranteed escapes. Lifestealer going Sangha and Yasha. Very strong on strength heroes that want to have good attack speed. And it was a great game. It disconnected me automatically. I hope that the lag wasn't too bad. There's nothing I can really do to prevent that because it seems to happen at random. I hope to see you guys relatively soon because I'm going to be recording another replay after this. So I'll see you then. Bye-bye.